Hi, ladies. Today I'm going to be discussing how to train your nervous system for expensive energy. Most women are trying to look expensive without regulating their nervous system, and that's exactly why it doesn't stick. You can buy the clothes, you can curate the aesthetic, you can upgrade your skincare, you can repeat affirmations, you can redecorate your apartment. But if you are dysregulated at a nervous system level, you will still rush, you will still over explain, you will still tolerate chaos, you will say yes when you truly mean no, and you still feel left behind even though you are ahead. Expensive energy, as I've said in my previous videos, is not an aesthetic. It is a regulated internal state. And today I'm going to teach you how to train your nervous system to hold calm, wealth, softness, visibility, and authority naturally. Not by performing it, not by pretending, but by rewiring your baseline. So what exactly is expensive energy? Let me redefine it properly. Expensive energy is not about designer brands, it's not about appearing unbothered, and it's not really about being cold or detached. Expensive energy is a nervous system that feels safe. You feel safe being seen, being well rested, saying no, taking up space, receiving help and money, moving slowly, and not reacting immediately. When your nervous system feels unsafe, it defaults to survival behaviors like urgency, proving, overworking, oversharing, over explaining, overreacting, overcommitting. Survival energy is super loud, but regulated energy is steady and calm. It feels calm in the body. Your nervous system operates primarily in these three states. The first phase is, or the first state is flight or fight, where you are overstimulated, anxious, and super reactive. The second state is freeze mode, where you shut down, you're numb, and you're disconnected. And the third phase is the regulated phase, which is where you are calm, clear, present, and responsive. Expensive energy lives in regulation. And regulation is not something you manifest like a lot of people like to say or think. It's something you actually train for. This requires action on your end. And yes, it requires some effort and consistency on your part. So, why are most women dysregulated? Let's normalize this because I really want to really normalize our experiences because I have gone through a lot of these myself and I still go through a lot of these things that I'm about to list. But if you feel chronically rushed, it's not because you're weak. Modern life is genuinely dysregulating. Can we actually be for real? And be honest, we wake up to alarms, we check our phones immediately, and then you scroll before your eyes adjust to the sunlight, you drink caffeine before water, you multitask constantly, you respond instantly, you wake up inconsistently, and you sit under artificial light at night. How many of you are guilty of any or all of this, or these, or many of these things that I have listed? And then in addition to that, we have emotional labor, financial pressure, relationship trauma, productivity culture, social comparison. Your body is not dramatic, ladies. It's actually very adaptive. And if you've lived in urgency for years, guess what? Calm is going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel abnormal. It's going to feel foreign. Do you see what I'm saying? Stillness might feel boring. Silence might feel unsafe. Slowness might feel unproductive. That doesn't mean calm isn't for you. It just means that your system needs retraining. So, how do we go about retraining our system? The first step is to regulate your morning. Your nervous system sets its tone within the first 30 minutes of waking. So if you wake up and you grab your phone, check notifications, read emails, scroll through social media, immediately think about tasks, you activate cortisol in a reactive way. And ladies, know this, your cortisol naturally elevates slightly when you wake up in the morning because that's how you wake up naturally. That's your body's natural way of waking you up by elevating your cortisol level slightly. But when you are adding a lot of these external stimuli, you are signaling to your body that there's something urgent. So instead of doing this, train your system differently. I want you to do this. When you wake up, sit up slowly. Breathe deeply, longer exhales than inhales. Get natural light in your eyes within 10 to 20 minutes, not your phone's blue light. Drink water before caffeine. Hydrate. Delay your phone for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Morning light regulates cortisol rhythm, like I said earlier on. Hydration stabilizes blood pressure, and stillness signals safety. Expensive women do not begin their day in reaction, ladies. We begin it anchored, and anchoring compounds across the day. Think about it. When you wake up at a slower pace, you're not rushed, you ease into your day. Look at how the rest of your day pans out compared to when you wake up rushed and you're rushing out the door, you're rushing to get the kids out, you're rushing to work, you're driving and speeding through traffic. Look at the difference in how your day goes. So when you make the choice to switch from rush to regulated and rush to calm, and you do that consistently over time, it really trains your nervous system to feel calm and safe, and it compounds into other areas of your life. So step 2 is to train your body to slow down. Your body does not calm down because you tell it to. It calms down through repeated evidence. Evidence that life is not an emergency, ladies. You train slowness physically. And what does this look like? It means that you walk slower than usual. You chew your food fully. You lower your voice tone slightly. You lengthen your exhales, and you sit without multitasking. You dim the lights at night. I know I like to, after 7 p.m. I like to switch my lights in my home. I turn off all the lights and I turn on candles, because the red light or the orange light helps to boost melatonin production, to signal to my body that it's time for bed. So dim the lights at night, sleep at consistent times, and wake up at consistent times. If you constantly rush, ladies, your body assumes threats. If you repeatedly slow down, your body recalibrates. And regulation is practiced, ladies. It's not declared. It's not something you can reaffirm and just consistently say to yourself. You actually have to act it out, because regulation feels calm in the body. It's an embodied practice. It's embodiment. So step 3 on how to regulate your system for expensive energy is to create safety cues. Your nervous system learns through association. You can intentionally create safety anchors. So what does that look like? For example, you can light a signature candle every evening. You can use silk or soft pajamas to signal to your body that you're winding down for the night. You can have a wooden hair brushing ritual that calms you down. You can have warm tea at the same hour. You can use soft instrumental music before bed, a clean, predictable night routine. Repetition transforms objects into signals, and eventually, when you light that candle, your body automatically begins to slow down. That is embodied regulation, ladies. And that's exactly how expensive energy becomes automatic. And I believe this is also scientifically backed. I forget the scientific name or the scientists that came up with this concept, but essentially, they did a test where every time they rang a bell, they would feed the dog, essentially. And they repeated this several times to the point where they would ring the bell and not feed the dog food, and the dog would still salivate, because his body had associated the cue of the ringing bell with, oh, it's time for food, so therefore I will salivate. So can you see how psychology impacts our biology? So when we incorporate these rituals, these safety cues into our daily routine, we really signal to our bodies that it is safe to relax, safe to receive, safe to be seen, safe to be taken care of, essentially. So step number 4 is to remove survival behaviors. Expensive energy cannot coexist with chaos. If your life includes chronic lateness, overbooking, emotional volatility, financial avoidance, constant multitasking, inconsistent sleep, your nervous system will stay inflamed. It will stay on fire, baby. And what we want to do is reduce unpredictability. And it starts small. So by going to bed at the same time, eating within consistent windows, cleaning an area of your house consistently, saying no once this week, stop responding immediately to non-urgent messages. Order calms the body and chaos inflames it, ladies. And step number five is to expand safely. Once your nervous system stabilizes, you can begin expansion. But expansion must feel safe for it to be embodied. So practice receiving compliments without deflecting, for instance, letting silence exist in conversations, increasing your rate gradually, dressing beautifully at home, resting without explaining yourself. Your nervous system must learn, I can have more and remain safe. If more visibility feels dangerous to you, you will self-sabotage, and this is a fact. If money feels unsafe, you will unconsciously repel it. Expensive energy is safety with expansion. So ladies, you do not need to become someone else. You just need to become regulated, because a calm woman thinks clearly, she speaks intentionally, she attracts differently, she negotiates wisely and moves slowly, and finally receives easily. We need to understand that expensive energy is not loud, it's steady, and steadiness is trained. It starts with your mornings. So learn to protect it. Protect your mornings, protect your evenings, reduce urgency, and repeat safety. Your nervous system will follow accordingly. So ladies, if this resonated deeply with you, if you're tired of performing wealth instead of embodying it, if you want structure, rhythm, nervous system regulation, and soft discipline, and elevated identity, not just motivation, then I invite you to join LAJA Soft Living Society. Inside, we don't chase aesthetic upgrades only. Yes, luxury things are a part of our reality, and we love and appreciate all those things, but we really focus on building biological wealth. We train regulation, we stabilize identity, we refine our standards, and we create calm luxury as a lifestyle. This is where expensive energy becomes sustainable. And if you're ready to stop rushing and start embodying, the link to join LAJA Soft Living Society is linked below and also in the description and comments section. Come build softness with structure, build wealth with regulation, and build expensive energy from the inside out. I'll see you inside. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know how you'll be incorporating, or 1 to 2 of these tips you'll be incorporating to regulate expensive energy into your day-to-day life. And if you made it this far, I want you to comment cat in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.